move over, make room for the Meg.
Such a cute puppy.
And she is. She is such a good girl.
Look, she has very good manners. Watch this. Excuse me. Thank you.
I mean, how is that? I mean, that was amazing. I'm just saying.
It's funny, I think I, without realizing it, was using that a lot, and it got to a point where, like, she would be, like, sitting up next to me or in that kind of position, and I'd be like, scooch, move, like, whatever, and she'd be looking at me like, huh? And then I started saying, excuse me, and eventually,
It's because
like,
she knows certain words.
but, like, I don't, like, it's, like, it wasn't an intentional training. I think I used the word, like, a few times, but you
So
meant
that's
to
what
use
she-
it as, like, an attitude.
Yeah.
And I'm like, excuse me.
Excuse me.
You know? But now she knows, like, excuse me.
Right.
But she does know, scooch over, I think.
She does. Yeah.
I think that's the term. I don't know. There was a term
Yeah, I think
that I
so.
started using, not to sound weird, but with her in bed. If we were cuddled up in bed together, and she'd
She's being a bed hog.
I'd say, scooch over, because sometimes in the winter she'll get right up under me. Anyways, hello everybody.
Yeah. What's everybody having for din-dins? We're doing some cheeseburgers and french fries. Homemade. Homemade, guys. The best kind. At least then you know what's in them, right?
Did you put the mayification?
Mm-hmm. And this hamburger is from the U.S. of A. It's not from Argentina.
Thank you, Tasha.
This is American hamburger. For anybody that's heard that controversy that's going on.
Whoa.
Megan was so handy today.
I got 2 of them.
2 handies and 2 footies.
Okay.
She we went to
Oh, good thing the weather alert just said rain starting within 15 minutes. I think,
right now go out.
I think it's been pouring buckets for the last like 30.
No.
Hi, Tony.
We went to Home Depot and got, I think I like a little salt in my fries tonight. I never do that. But I'm just feeling wild tonight, guys. Wild and crazy.
I asked if you wanted them.
I know, I never put salt in my food. So
She's gonna tell you how handy I was.
yeah, and we're getting back to that, yeah. So we went to Home Depot, and we went there to buy one thing, which is what we almost bought. Well, we bought it and then returned it. Got talked out of what we really wanted to get.
We went there. Okay. We have perfectly good windows, right?
Yes.
But even like the best windows in our area get a little chill, a little draft, a little breeze, a little air sneaking through.
Yeah. And we're coming in on to cold season around these parts.
And the wind has been very windy lately.
It's going to be really windy tomorrow for Halloween. I just saw that before we came on. It's supposed to be really windy here tomorrow.
Tony just sent me a Snapchat.
Oh.
Tina, if you want a French fry, all you have to do is ask. She's over there doing little tricks trying to get it. So yeah, we went to
Finally a normal dinner.
we went to Home Depot. We were like, we're gonna get the plastic wrap things that you put up on your window and then you heat up.
With a hairdryer.
And it keeps out.
It like shrink wraps your windows.
Yeah. Keeps the draft, the cold breeze and such out.
And we looked it up, and it said for 3 windows, a package that would cover 3 large windows would be like $5. We're like, hey, that's a pretty good deal. We'll start with that, right? So when we get to the store, they didn't have the 3-window pack. So we had to get the 9-window pack. And then as we wrung it out, there was this really nice gentleman, which we later found out has only been working there about 2 weeks, but super nice. And he's like, no. I said to him, I don't know how we started a conversation with him, but he thought that we should get this other, by the same brand, but it's like in rolls or something. And so off we went to investigate. And of course, then we had to go back to him and say, hey, you're going to have to get one of your guys in their little ladder things, because they only had it in the cages, like way up high, that even a monkey couldn't climb up that high and get it out. So then we had to go return the original one, and then we figured we needed 2 of the roller ones, so it ended up being more.
Are you guys following this?
Oh, am I getting too long on the story?
You might be losing them.
Well, so anyway, we got this window sealing stuff and brought it home. And Megan, you made a video, right?
I'm working on it, dear.
Yeah. No, but I mean, you filmed. So, you know, you think just Bob the Builder out there can do stuff? Meg the Mason can do stuff too. Meg the Builder. So, she got them all together there, because she said she watched 2 videos. So she knew how to do it. She had it under control, because it didn't really have good directions on the box. I got to give her that. So anyway, she got a couple of the windows done, and already, well, I mean, we have our fireplace going, but already it's like no draft in the kitchen. But the biggest thing that she was worried about is what the bathroom that we have 2 bathrooms, the one that she uses most often has a really bad draft. You know what it's like getting up in the middle of the night, and women, you know what I'm talking about, because guys don't do this as much, but we sit every time. We sit every time when we go in that bathroom. And when there's a draft in your bathroom and the window's right next to the toilet, what do you suppose gets cold the fastest? I'm just saying.
My cooter.
That's right. And we were concerned about Megan's cooter, so that window had to be done, because that draft was already coming on down. You have a question? Is it about the toilet seat?
Someone was asking if it's rare for us to have a normal meal. No, it's not. We're just having burgers or fries. And that's
Yeah,
normal.
I made nice homemade cheeseburgers, American burger.
Home Depot has classes now for plumbing and other stuff.
Are
You
they
don't
free
say.
classes? Are they free classes?
You don't say.
That would be something to do in the winter if it's like, well, if it's that nasty and you don't want to go out and work, then you probably should. Well, I mean, I know like Michael's and stuff used to have little craft classes, but you had to pay for them.
But even if you don't get any kind of like license or whatever for the or
General knowledge, how to
certificate
use
or whatever,
certain tools or whatever.
it still wouldn't hurt. Like if they had like I've been talking about, I wouldn't mind learning a little bit of carpentry here and there, just to be able to like fix things up around the house type.
Right, and even if they show basics like how to select the right boards, wood, and
the right screws,
I
and
was
right
gonna say,
nails,
right,
and
the right screws and where placement, how far in should it normally be, without it, splitting the wood and
which
different-
like
just basic stuff.
Which, like, in theory, you probably could gather. There's probably YouTube channels.
Oh, just to do the basic. Yeah,
There's
but
probably YouTube channels that you could, like, find and.
but there you'd get your answers right away if you had a
Yeah, like if
question.
it was like an in-person class.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's what I thought they
I
meant.
think they said it was online.
Oh. No, we want it in person, and we want the instructor to be a hottie. Or a woman.
Or a hottie woman.
No. So,
I've definitely the only kids I've worked with are goats.
yeah.
Aren't baby goats called kids?
Mhm.
I have very little to no experience with children, actually, at all.
She's gonna have experience with spoiling children when she ever gets a niece or nephew, though. She's
Yeah,
gonna get very experienced at that, I think.
I don't really have huge dreams to be a parent. However, I am ready to be an auntie. The cool auntie that sneaks candy.
Any time of day.
And fun things. Wait, what, Edgar? Oh, your feet got cold? What? Or your feet get cold? So yeah, anyways, today, what a day.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the Home Depot. Thought we were gonna get a 3-pack of these window. You guys know what I'm talking about. What we're talking about.
You know, when you like shrink wrap your windows.
And what we were gonna get
Prevent drafts.
was just the pack where it's just 3. I'm pretty sure
Pre-cut
pre-cut
sheets.
sheets the size of the windows, and then you
Well,
know,
you can
do
cut
the-
them and make them smaller.
Well, yeah, and then you cut it. You know.
Yeah. It said it was enough for 3 large windows in that pack.
So thought we were just gonna get that, and then she's like, "Oh well, I think we want to do our back slider because we have a really old slider.
Our back slider
door.
door. Yeah, our windows are much newer, but our back slider, Megan already fixed it once. That was one of her other handy missions, trips to Home Depot, and she did a good job fixing the door because the door lock had like fallen off or broken. She fixed the whole lock and new handle and both sides. I mean, I was so proud of her.
I think it was 2 years ago, and she's still talking about it. So.
And it's still working just fine.
Then Mom's like, "Oh, I think I want to do the back sliders and stuff," and I was like, "Yeah,
Not yet.
I agree.
Though, but we'll, yeah.
If it's gonna be snowing and cold and windy, then we're definitely at some point this winter gonna want to do it."
We put some heavy drapes up, but we still, I think that'll make it, like, seal the deal.
Because we have the birds over there too.
We don't want to drop. So once it gets really cold, we won't be opening that door at all, because that would be too much of a cold draft for them.
But yeah, so the guy, I don't know if you even had mentioned that you wanted to do the slider, but immediately this guy, like, sees us and he's like, "Oh, no. Don't get these pre-cut sheets, whatever.
Yeah.
Get this thing that's on this roll, and it's got this cutter
Like,
for you,
I don't think
whatever."
we saw what you were talking about.
I don't know how she got swindled into it so fast, but she's like, "Yeah,
Usually
let's
I'm
get
on
it."
my A game.
I know, and that's why I'm sitting there thinking, what game is she on? Because it's not the A.
No, well, when he pulled it up on his phone in Home Depot, and he was an employee at Home Depot, and he pulled it up, and it was like the same price, but you got a lot more.
Yeah, we thought it was
And-
going to be cheaper.
And don't you just love a bargain, So, and we thought, and by the size, you'd be able to do the slider doors with it. You're in Florida? Well, I know northern Florida and so can get pretty chilly. You guys can get snow. I know.
I saw a video about a girl in Florida doing it so that her AC didn't have to work as hard.
For the summer. That makes sense, too.
She did a couple of windows.
Especially, well, she probably doesn't have the new hurricane windows. Because I think those are, like, really crazy, like, whatever their regulations are on the new ones that you have to put in if you build new or renovate.
What was I going to say? Anyways,
The girl in
story.
Florida that did it.
Oh, yeah. But a long story short, the things that we got, we thought it was going to be versatile. Oh, you could do a window or you could do a door with
Yeah.
it.
And it had so much we figured by the feet and inches.
You can, but it's convenient if you're doing like a full door.
Mhm.
It's
a waste on windows. You waste a lot. On the doors, it's good, but on a window, it's just so much gets
It's
wasted.
well, like, and you can reuse it, but you're not reusing it in
The way it's supposed to be.
device, the
Yeah.
roller thing that's supposed to make it so
And is that
easy.
scroller even refillable? I bet it isn't.
No, I don't think so. Anyways, if you guys need your windows insulated, whatever, the plastic stuff put up on your windows, give me a call. I'm your girl. I know what I'm doing now.
Yeah, or wait a couple of days and she'll post up the video too, so you can watch that first. Or like you could even watch it if she was sleeping and you needed to do it right away.
Oh, I'm saying you can hire me.
Right, but I meant if you were sleeping, they couldn't hire you if you were sleeping. If it was like an emergency.
Well, I might be on call.
Oh, what's that?
You know, I like to provide good customer service.
Yeah.
Will you be doing any vintage Christmas recipes?
If you know what, I'm trying not to spend too much money. Because
we're trying to be a bit more price conscious.
yeah, because unfortunately
Sometimes the recipes can run a
TikTok
little.
doesn't pay a single penny. People don't gift on the live and stuff, so it's all out of pocket, my pocket and her pocket.
We used to. We've never made much money from TikTok, but once upon a time we used to
make a little bit, enough to cover
kind
the
of break
ingredients.
even.
Yeah, almost enough to cover my ingredients.
But it just hasn't been that way in a while.
Not a single penny. Not a penny.
So, yeah. So Mom's been reposting a lot of the old recipes and things to like Facebook. We've been trying to get it so that it's monetized there, and we can monetize the content and
yeah,
stuff like that to try and fund the old recipes. But
yeah, most so.
Now she's just kind of doing them for things we know we're gonna actually eat every crumb of.
Yeah,
and
everything's just so expensive.
Yeah,
I mean, don't go to the market with less than $100 and think you're gonna get out of there with more than one bag. And that's buying stuff on sale. You know, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. So, to make things that are funny and quirky from the old recipe books is fun, but
we might find some nice old vintage Christmas recipes,
like cookies and things.
Yeah, if
they sound like something we'll
actually
eat.
edible.
I just don't want to waste any ingredients.
A lot of her trolling me recipes. And we used to have...
They're all legit recipes, but...
We used to have a lot more chickens that we could bring a lot of different things to. Like this time
the
of year...
chickens don't
like,
even want to eat some of that stuff.
And, I don't know, some of the old birds have...
They're getting a little more picky, I do.
And some of them have picked the other side of
the last pick.
The rainbow to go. So,
but I mean, if people start like throwing gifts and stuff, because we make zero on our videos, then and even like say you get like 3 roses, you get off and it says, oh sorry, you don't even get a penny. I'm not kidding you. If you don't get at least like 4, you don't even get 1 penny. So, I mean...
Ashley said it's so hard to try new recipes nowadays in general with these prices.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what... we're just normal people, too. That's what I'm saying. We don't make... A lot of people get, like, brand deals and stuff on social media.
We get 0.
We don't get none of that. So, We're working with the, in general, just like you guys.
And once in a while, we might go for, do fast food for on here. But we don't just get fast food ever. Otherwise,
Not really,
we just,
no.
we just cook at home. Like, I mean, even tonight, like, I just made homemade cheeseburgers and french fries. I mean, we had, spaghetti the other night. I made,
I was going to get the, herbs and spices and stuff to make a batch of chai to fight any urge of going to any kind of like Starbucks or anything like that, but I was holding off till it's like obviously it's cold out, but I was waiting till it's like ooh, I don't want to
I
go
really
anywhere
want this,
without
yeah.
a warm cup of chai, like weather. So another week or two, I'll go get the herbs and things. And
Yeah.
spices, rather.
So I know when I was a kid, they would only put, a lot of when there was only like ABC, NBC, and CBS and PBS, or kind of pretty much your only channels on the TV. Um, they would put like specials on, just like once a year. Man, you got out your TV guide, and you not only put a star on it, you dog-eared it. You did, I mean, the whole bit to make sure you didn't miss it, right? And they would usually, put on like on a Friday or Saturday night the real like. So I mean, specials like they would do like Wizard of Oz once a year. They would do, all the Christmas specials like Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the Charlie Brown Christmas. All of that was just once a year, and they were usually on like 7, 8 o'clock at night. You just didn't want to miss them. So, I had this epiphany earlier, and about the whole Wizard of Oz thing, because I think that was one of the few that they would play like around Halloween.
I've never watched the original Wizard of Oz.
You didn't? Oh.
You always told me not to, that I'd be scared.
My older sister's still scared of it.
She told me my whole childhood, no, don't watch The Wizard of Oz, you're going to be scared of the flying monkeys. Because
my sister's still terrified, and she's older than me.
I liked monkeys when I was a kid, and my mom was like, no, it's going to ruin monkeys for you. And I was like,
That's right.
Okay. So I still have never watched it.
So, yeah, so anybody, that's seen it, you know what I'm talking. Well, you've seen like the new.
I watched Wicked, but I had no idea what was going on.
So, so it's really kind of funny. Is the whole premise of like the Wizard of Oz, right? Is it really, truly, is it just a bunch of women fighting over a pair of shoes? Like that happens like at Macy's and stuff. They're like,
what is the original plot line?
And it's these ruby slippers, and they all want these coveted ruby slippers. Well, it's the same thing when they have a sale at like, Nordstrom's or something. That's like, the first person to get this pair of Pradas or something gets this deal or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. You click them and there's no place like home and all, but I mean, that's part of the coveted shoe.
I thought the main premise of like the Wizard of Oz was like that Dorothy had to get home, and that wasn't she like mentally ill?
In the original one?
And that she like hallucinated all of it?
I think she dreamt it, not hallucinated it. At least that's what we were led to believe. I don't know. So many of these shows, even like the Star Wars and stuff, afterwards, they're like, oh, well, it was much deeper than that. And there's all of this other underlying stuff that goes. I'm like, I don't watch Star Wars. But.
The Alexa's in the other room, otherwise I would say, Alexa, what is the. I guess I can look it up. What is the main plot of Wizard of Oz, I suppose?
Wizard of Oz was always your favorite. Again, I think you wouldn't be afraid of the monkey movie now. No, but she really loved monkeys back then. Didn't want, anything to happen. Because my older sister, I'm not kidding you, she still can't watch that show.
Wizard of Oz plot follows Dorothy, a Kansas girl whisked away by a tornado to the magical land of Oz. She embarks on the journey to Emerald City to meet the Wizard of Oz, who can help her get home. I just realized, why the heck did I not do a Dorothy costume last year when I was brunette?
Yeah.
Why did I not do Why did I not do? I think I only did
for Halloween, she means.
Yeah, I think I only did like 3 or 4 Halloween costumes. Because like this year I tried to do like a lot of Halloween costumes, and I was trying to think of like a lot of the blonde costumes to do. And so I did like Alice in Wonderland, stuff like that. And now I'm just wondering why last year I didn't do a Dorothy.
I know, and that's a classic. Get your gingham out.
Well, I'm not brunette anymore.
No.
I haven't been for
No.
about a year now. I'm just having this epiphany, this moment where I'm like, what? It's such a cute costume. Okay. Along the way, she befriends a scarecrow, a tin woodman, and a cowardly lion, who join her quest, hoping the wizard can grant them a brain, a heart, and the courage, respectively.
They each had an issue.
Oh.
And those are supposed to be 3 things that you should have in your
I understand
life.
it. The word respectively at the end is what threw me off. They must first defeat the Wicked Witch of the West, which Dorothy does by accidentally melting her with water. Upon reaching the Emerald City, they discover the wizard is a fraud, but they have already proven themselves worthy, and with help from Glinda, Dorothy learns to use the magical ruby slippers to return home to Kansas. Wow. So the premise is for her to return home.
Right, but the only way to get home is get these coveted ruby slippers.
I thought she had the ruby slippers the whole time.
No.
Where does she get them?
In Oz.
Where?
You'll have to watch the show. I'm not doing any spoilers here for anybody that hasn't seen Wizard of Oz. Why are we ignoring you? I don't. I mean, you're just hammering out questions, Sarah. Why are you asking so many questions like so fast?
Well, and I was wondering where, like the Wicked Witch and Glenda. I was wondering where they like came in because I watched Wicked, and I know.
Right, Glinda is the kind.
Yeah, Christine. I guess the Wizard of Oz is just like had the Halloween town for you.
Just like the Halloween town for you, right?
I wondered where like Glenda and them like came into the story.
So she's Glinda is the Good Witch of the North, and then what's the other one's name? The Mean Witch.
Elphaba.
So,
Just watch the movie. All right, Mark. I'll just watch the movie.
don't be the spoiler.
I think Mark wants us to stop talking about it.
Well, Mark, what should we talk about?
Watch the original Wicked will make more sense. I thought this movie was the first Wicked movie.
No, well, Wicked, I think first came out
was
as a play.
But I'm saying, they're saying watch the original Wicked.
I think there was a Wicked before that. Is this one that you said, this is a new one out. There was one before that.
I don't think I've ever seen Dirty Dancing. I know what
You
it
haven't
is.
seen Dirty Dancing? Oh, that's a classic, too.
I know
That's a good movie.
what it is, but I don't think I've ever seen it. I don't think. Maybe I've seen
That's
it.
a good movie.
Wizard of Oz is on every Thanksgiving when I was a kid. I thought you were gonna say it's
Is that what it is? Thanksgiving? I was for some reason thinking it was Halloween, but it might be
I
Thanksgiving.
thought you were gonna say that it's still on every Thanksgiving. I was gonna say
It's on every day.
What channel?
If you just
because I mean we don't have cable, but if it's on one of the like,
you could probably see Wizard of Oz on Prime or something. I'm sure.
well, it's up. We don't have cable because we have Amazon Prime and other things.
Yeah. Right, the original Wizard of Oz, right. Where the first part of it's black and white. And then the second part was actually colored. They didn't even have like color video. It was actually all colored.
Was it like
Colored.
whoa?
Yeah.
You don't say.
I said. That's what I was saying. I was saying that. But they did a good job coloring them ruby slippers, man. They do a good sparkling on there.
I have it on VHS. How do you watch it?
You still have a VHS to watch it on?
How do you watch
You a VCR.
it? Wow.
Yeah, you better take good care of that, because trying to
Right.
replace that would be like, wow. You'd have to
take
be on eBay.
I have to take it too. Well, there's I've seen, like, especially in our town, there's a few little very like niche
yeah.
repair
yeah.
shops that you could bring it to.
But they're all folding. Because they're the shops that they're in, the rents are so high. And
Everything is
but you know what? It's a dying art too. A lot of it is like everything's made so disposable. Like, so say you find this like beautiful.
Well, VCRs used to be made to last, so that's why she still got it.
And remember, everybody had a rewinder, so that way you didn't tax your VCR. You never rewound it in that VCR. You took it out and you rewound it in that rewinder. Remember? Because you didn't want to burn it out. Be kind, rewind. That's right. I think that was Blockbuster's thing too, wasn't it?
Well,
they charged you if you didn't rewind it, like 25 cents or something, at like Blockbuster.
I think my age group, like, obviously we have VCRs, but and like the VHSs and stuff, but I think the VHSs and stuff, by the time I would have been actually old enough to be
operate it,
to be in charge of like
yeah,
holding them and whatever, like, and not having sticky fingers and putting it in the machine and stuff, by the time I was like 6 or 7 or so, they were kind of starting to phase out and the DVDs were starting to come in.
Right.
And then even longer, because I'm the youngest in the family, and both my brothers
had
both my brothers and my dad have always been like very like tech savvy, and like would always like, oh, I'll put the DVD, I'll put the VCR, whatever, in.
And we had a lot of them too. We had a lot of, I bought a lot of the kids ones. I had all the Barney ones. I had all the Land Before Time. I had all the holiday ones.
But so there was like a transition, and then it seemed like even longer, like, that I hit the age that like I would have been able to start like putting VCRs or whatever VHSs in the VCR or whatever. But then the DVDs came out, and it was like this new thing that I remember everyone being so terrified to like handle DVDs.
Don't get your fingerprints on them, or they're gonna scratch. Or
I remember my brothers, there would be like the press pop buttons in the middle and the little finger cutout, and they'd be like,
careful,
and like their finger,
the dusting thing, the special little cloth,
and put it in the DVD player. And if it skipped like at all, they'd be like, "Oh my god, you got to take it out. There must be a fingerprint on it." Or whatever. And like, so for a long time,
I think the music ones were more sensitive than the video ones, because
the CDs.
Yeah, the CDs I think were much more sensitive to like if there was a scratch or something, but everybody just associated that with that. And so, I mean, because I remember putting one in that actually even had like a chip in it and stuff, and it still played fine. Because someone told me once that this.
Oh my god, how times have changed. When you said that had a chip in it.
Oh, I meant like a chip, like out of it. Yeah.
My brain
You're
went
thinking a chip
like in the credit cards
right
now. Like.
And somebody told me once, and I don't know enough about it to know if this was a long time ago, that those the VCR ones, you can have that if you're hungry. That it wasn't like the big record albums. It literally it spun around and like this big band out here, that's song A, and then song B was the next band, and there would be literally, you'd look and you'd see there'd be like a separation in between the bands for each song, right? And there would be like a pause and whatever. Well, on those DVDs, I was told that you're so worried about, oh, hold it from the edges and this and that only a tiny bit of it was actually even used, like for the movie. The rest of it was like just the filler to fit in the machine or whatever. You worked at McDonald's in the 80s. You collect the glasses. Oh,
I think
some of
all
those are
had
worth
lead
money.
in them, though.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of videos about
Yeah,
them.
so they're probably decorative. Well, I'm going to tell you what. So if you worked at McDonald's in the 80s, you remember this. You used to be able to get, sometimes you could go through, and if you were buying like a Happy Meal for like another couple of dollars, they would have different. In fact, I got a couple of the Land Before Time movies at McDonald's. I think it was like the Sing Along and maybe one or two other ones that they actually had them at McDonald's at special times, and you could get them for just a couple of dollars.
I'm gonna put another log or two in the fire because, oh, you said you were gonna make up those cookies, but I think I might want to make a s'more.
You want s'mores?
I might.
Okay.
I kinda.
Oh, she's feeling a s'mores. You know that happens. That happens. Sorry about that. That was an incoming. They have to figure out a way that you can make it so that doesn't happen, you know? A&W root beer having 8 mugs. First job is at 16. I don't, they had 8 mugs. I don't understand what that means. You mean they sold them in like 8 packs? A&W root beer?
What were we talking about? We were talking about Wizard of Oz. We were talking about, we were talking about DVDs
Yeah.
and CDs. Yeah.
And then
Good times.
and then I remember remember when we all had like
Stop it.
the generic term, I guess, or it was actually a brand name, but everybody called them, Walkmans, right?
Uh-huh.
And they
I
used,
had one of
right,
them.
but they were cassettes first, and everybody had the cassettes, and then it was a big transition from the cassette.
Well, and that's what, like, I was never really, like, the age where, like, I appreciated, like, listening to, like, a cassette or
Yeah.
whatever, but I had a Walkman.
Yeah.
I was the age where, when Walkmans were cool, I was like, I want one of those. And
Yeah.
I had a little
That was like
Kids
cutting edge.
Bop
That
or
was
something
yeah,
in there.
yeah.
I remember walking around with one of them, and you couldn't, like, you could clip it onto your hip, and
Oh.
you couldn't walk too fast, and you
Because
couldn't,
they were
like,
still bulky then.
yeah, and, like, if you had it, like, you couldn't, like, swing it too much because it would mess with, like, how the CD would, like, spin. I found that out. I think I
Yeah.
would, like, dance around my
Yeah, and
room
you'd
with
be like,
it, and
"Oh,"
if you, like,
yeah.
shook it up too much, then,
Yeah.
you had to be careful. If I remember correctly. I
Yeah.
used to have a CD player in my pocket with earbuds.
Oh, and then how about 8-tracks? 8-tracks were big. They
Or
were really
hit
big
clips.
because they went from. Well, I mean, I remember my mother even having a reel-to-reel. Those were like the old ones. They were like literally a reel with a tape, and it would go from one to the other. And then after that was the 8-track. You guys remember the 8-tracks? That was like going from VCR to a DVD. Was the same as going from like an 8-track to a cassette. I mean, 8-tracks were like this big. They were huge, and they had that music on them. And people had big 8-track players in their car, like in the but consoles and stuff were huge back then. Remember the dashes were huge. And so then they kind of moved over to the cassettes. But I mean, how many people had cassettes eaten in their car? I mean, oh my gosh. And and it was expensive. Like cassettes, as I recall, were actually even a little bit more expensive than buying like a vinyl record. You know, which you couldn't put a vinyl record in your car thing, but and those are
Guys, doesn't my hair look better?
yeah.
Um, I readjusted the split on the red and blonde, and so
Yeah.
I feel much more me again, because before these little front pieces were red, and when they weren't a red color that I liked, it felt very not me, and
And
so
they
I'm
were
like,
getting really funny colors too.
and so that's I'm like, I'm gonna stick with going back to blonde for these pieces, and I feel so much more me with these little pieces blonde around my face. But then I kind of fixed the red dye, but still, for some reason, I'm having better luck achieving this red dye color that I want on the brown part of my hair.
Yeah.
This part of my hair is my like grown out roots.
And it came out
from
nice.
all summer. I
Intentionally didn't touch
up
it.
here, but I didn't do the underneath. And so the ends are still blonde from when I did last do underneath. But if you look at the ends,
It's a different color.
it's like not holding the color as well as up here is. And when it was fading, it was blue down here.
Blue
when
and
the
purple
last
and-
dye, it was like blue and it was still red up here. So yeah, I don't know what, like, look in that light. Like in that light, you can tell how much like the blonde
The difference
isn't
in the
holding
color.
the color on the ends for some reason. So I guess that means I just need to keep growing out the natural color to achieve the color I want underneath.
That's right.
Yeah. It's just weird because I haven't bleached, like, I didn't bleach the blonde part, like, in a long time either.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't, as long as the roots have been growing out, none of this has had bleach on it.
No.
So, I figured it wouldn't be as dry anymore.
Well, you condition it a lot and stuff.
Yeah, but
But there you have it. It's looking more lovely, and she's much happier with it, and that's a good thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Still a little, like, blueness right here.
I think washing it a couple more times, will rinse more of that out. I
Yeah.
think. And then she'll be
Yeah.
happy as can be.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, actually, I've never had a car with an 8-track. Like I've been in cars that had 8 tracks years ago, but I never actually had one with an 8-track. My first car had like a stereo, but it didn't have any like 8-track or anything. And then my next car did, but it had. Now, are you guys sitting down?
Yeah.
Okay. It had a dual cassette. I'm telling you.
I'm up.
And then, do you guys remember when when this whole CD thing conversion, right? Then they used to have it where you could stack all your CDs. Like I think it went like in your trunk, and so
you,
it
Sabrina.
actually like played from the trunk. I think like it would jockey, like you'd have them slotted. Like I think you could put like 10 or 20 CDs. And,
Oh, yeah.
and then so you'd pick like
I remember
CD
those,
1,
yeah.
2, or A, B, C. I'm not sure, I don't remember if it was numbered or lettered, and so it could play, a different CD.
I remember those, yeah. My first car actually had still a cassette slot. My Sebring.
Yeah.
It had a cassette slot, but I remember we were already using iPods and stuff when I got my first car. And so I went to Five Below. Five Below was, I don't know what year Five Below was founded, but they were open back then. And Five Below used to have 2 options. They had a cassette player that it was a tape, and you'd put it in your cassette tape thinger, and it had a wire that came. It was attached to the cassette, and you could plug that wire into your iPod or whatever, and you would do the cassette tape
and it would play it through the stereo in the car and through the speakers.
Off the iPod, or whatever. Or the other option was the cigarette lighter.
Right, there was another thing that you could plug in that.
You could plug it in the cigarette lighter, and it gave you a few options.
And I believe that was a $5 Five Below option too, wasn't it?
This was
that one too. Yeah.
And it came with like it had a button and like 5 options, and it gave you predetermined like radio options, and you could pick any of. Like it would be like 92.1, 94.4, and none of the stations were actual radio stations that were actually playing it. Like you'd hit those
that would be in our area,
and it would be static, and so it would make you'd plug it into your iPod, your phone, whatever, and you'd select that station and you'd tune the radio to that station, and it was when I don't know how these worked when it was plugged in.
Modern technology, 20 years ago. No, it wasn't 20 years ago. 15 years ago.
It tuned the little thing into the radio through the cigarette lighter, and it would play on that station.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
I know, and I don't even know how many cars still are going to have like even that option for that cigarette lighter anymore. They're all just putting USB.
Our car doesn't have a cigarette lighter.
No. Like, I mean, it doesn't even have that port thing, I don't think.
I don't think it does.
I mean, maybe some other, the countries.
The aux FM transmitter. I think that's what it's called.
Oh, you guys, you're so smart. But, and when it said Five Below, I bet you that was the whole 5.
Oh, yeah.
But that's back when
Five Below, everything was $5.
Everything was? I thought they had some stuff that was less than 5. Some was like, I thought 2 for $5 and stuff, like some of the candy and different stuff.
Maybe.
But everything was.
I don't know. You're talking a long time ago.
But everything was, there was nothing over $5. Unlike, like
now,
like the Dollar Tree and oh my God, I think they have stuff that's even like $30 and $40 at Five Below now.
I can't remember the last time.
It should be like 500 below pretty soon.
Because it used to, the max used to be 5. That it was, the store. That's why the store was called 5 and Below.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They had stuff that was less,
and you could go in there and
you knew that you wouldn't pay more than $5 for any item.
And I was hyped back then because they used to have like T-shirts and stuff. And even back then, $5 for a T-shirt is like, ooh, that's not a bad deal. Because they would have some pretty cool shirts that you would see like. They were knockoffy, but similar to what you'd see at like Hot Topic for like 20 bucks at the time.
They still have T-shirts and some until I know when we went to a Five Below down in Florida, that I think some of the T-shirts were still $5 there. But Five Below is like going to the Dollar Tree and expecting to get something for $1. It's hard. Like there's very few things. I think they still have like some of the cards are $1 and. There's a couple of things.
The good old days of being cheap.
Beyond, yeah.
Hi, Tater.
Yeah, they have stuff for 30 and beyond. That's what I was saying. And pretty soon they should say 500 and below. Or they should at least be saying like 50 and below.
Anyways, guys, I'm realizing I don't think we have. Where are the sticks for making s'mores? Where did we put those?
They're either in this pantry closet. I don't think they are, because I would have seen it. I've been going through that. They downstairs on the coffee cart. Maybe.
I don't think they're clean. I think they could probably use a cleanliness.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the last time we used them. Well, we're gonna have to hunt these skewers down. We're talking about s'mores.
Yeah, I put another log in because I was thinking I wanted to make s'mores, which I still do, but I don't think we got this little s'mores kit. We got this at the beginning of the summer, because we thought our yard was gonna be done quicker, and we thought
We were gonna do it like a fire pit.
we thought we were gonna get a fire pit in the yard, and then we decided that
So-
wasn't gonna happen.
So we got this
So we
s'mores kit.
held
We're
on
ready.
to it and said we'll just save it and use it when we do the
Yeah.
fire pit.
Look at these
in
options.
the winter, which I cannot believe. I mean, when did we get we got this either May or June.
Mm.
How many? So that was at least like 4 or 5 months ago. That's 4 or 5 months that I,
Been s'moreless.
during my period, didn't sneak out here and steal the Reese's or the Hershey's with caramel from this box.
That is self-control.
Well, I think I forgot that they were here, honestly. But I mean, yeah, talk about self-control. Can we give me a hand?
Yeah, a standing ovation, guys, right?
Yeah, standing ovulation. Let's go.
I might make some cookies tonight or something.
Yeah, I'm thinking, because I don't.
Woolworths, of course. Woolworths, I remember that. And they all had little like soda fountain counters in them. At least the ones I went to.
I don't
And
think.
they used to make like ice cream floats and ice cream sodas there. Are you
This is
displaying?
what
Oh, look at
dreams
that.
are made of.
Are you guys looking? I mean that
Hey now.
that is a party in a box.
This is what dreams.
Don't let those trick-or-treaters not be peeking in our windows because we are not giving them up. That's a stash.
Open your eyes.
What are the caramel ones? These. Oh, Hershey's. Have you ever seen this candy
And
bar?
They look.
I've
like,
never even seen it as a candy bar.
I think we have got. I think I've tried this. I think we might have gotten this in like a mixed bag of
Really?
candy or something. And I think I had like small ones, but these look like
You probably have to.
huge, but
Yeah.
perfect size for a s'more.
I know, but that looks like, it's
it
going
looks
to be
like the
really
size
ooey gooey.
of
The cracker. Yeah.
It's like the size of.
Do you think there's two in there?
I don't, you might be able to break it in half without it oozing out. Yeah, there might be 2 portions in here.
I mean, that's a lot for one s'more.
The pack says serving size is 1 pack.
Oh.
So it's about 1 serving, 180 calories.
Yeah, but that's when you're just having that by itself, not with the crackers and the marshmallow. Right?
This is what dreams are made of. We got the caramel Hershey's.
And
We
there's
got the regular Hershey's. And the freaking whole them there.
Yeah.
That's them.
We're going to be having a s'mores party. I don't know if it's going to be tonight, though. Maybe we'll do that on
But
our
there's
next
like
live.
2 in here.
That's what I'm saying. There's 2 in there, and you wouldn't put 2 on a s'mores. See how they...
Well, unless you're getting crazy.
I know, but then it'd be like running all down your hand
Well,
when
and
you're
then
trying
like
to eat
these
it.
are full size chocolate
you're not
bars.
going to eat that.
So this is probably at least
For
2
2 or
s'mores
4, yeah.
portions. S'mortions.
S'mortions, that's right.
Not to get confused with s'mortions,
Yeah.
but s'mortions. And then got marshmallows.
Yeah, we gonna be ready. We gotta get our pokers and get them all cleaned up and ready and all that.
Maybe we'll just do a s'more live stream.
Yeah, maybe our next live will be a s'mores live stream. Maybe we'll do that live.
And
next week.
we'll see which is the best s'more.
Yeah.
We'll see if the Reese's is the best s'more, or if the caramel Hershey's is the best s'more.
Yeah,
Or
we could
what?
start like a little poll. Who is what? You know? So maybe we'll just make cookies tonight. We're gonna make some cookies for tonight and save the s'mores because we'll share them with you
I
guys.
do have a hankering for some chocolate though, so I don't know. Because I don't know if every Reese's is going to make it alive out of that box, but,
Yeah, I got some. And did you eat the ones I put in the freezer? The ones we got the other day?
Yes,
Oh, you ate every one that I put in there?
I believe so.
Okay.
She got some trick-or-treat candy from a store the other day and
it's gone.
shared it with me, and I didn't share it with nobody.
I put it in the freezer because it was in the car, and somehow it was getting really soft because I think we had the heater on.
Sweet dreams, Christine. Good luck tomorrow with hitting the
Oh,
road.
yeah, she's
Right
heading up for
there.
the wedding.
Good luck. Hope you have a blast.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's gonna
Tatum
be
hopes so
super
too.
fun.
Did
Yeah.
you hear that?
You know why?
You
Because she
hear
knows
that?
what time it is.
But she said she
Yeah.
said that for Christine. She said that for you.
Yeah, take pictures, Christine. Send me a picture. Have a super time and drive safe. I don't know what's going on with the flooding and stuff in your area. I know the hurricane kind of did a little toodly doo, but thanks, Tatum.
Well, on that note, we'll probably wrap up the stream anyway, because now Tatum's telling us that we're at about approximately 56 minutes.
She tells us when it's time. She's the boss around here, you know.
Shh,
I'm just saying.
You want to say goodnight to the people?
Do you want to say
Say
goodnight?
goodnight to everybody.
And come on over here in French fry territory.
Good night, everybody.
Look up at the camera. Look up at the camera so everybody can see how beautiful you are. Move your ponytail so they can see.
Say good night, beloveds. We will see you next time.
Yeah, we don't know what's gonna happen because you know our evening side hustle. Sometimes we do like Instacart and stuff, but with all the Snap and all that getting shut
Oh, is
down.
that a new trick we can do? You gotta watch. You gotta watch. You gotta watch. Ready?
Oh,
And then I hug her and she jumps up. Is that a
that
new
was
trick?
cute.
Oh.
She really likes your hair color.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I should give you a French fry. For
So
dinner.
we're not
Hug.
sure if we're gonna be able to be doing our little night side hustle. If it's gonna be even busy at all. We'll see what happens. We'll see. So we might come on more often than not in the evenings. But thank
Okay.
you guys so much. We
See you later,
enjoyed
bye.
sharing our cheeseburgers
See you
with
later,
you
bye.
tonight. You saying goodnight to everybody? I saw your new trick.
Yeah, we got a new trick we
It's really
got.
tricky.
That was really cute.
Oh, don't like the salt, honey.
A little salt never hurt.
Yeah, it's good salt. It's good salt.
Okay, excuse me. Thank you. Bye.